Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Rita's Book Club. On this episode, I'm telling you all about Teacher of the Year by M.A. Wardell. This is the first book of this author's series called Teachers in Love, and I found this one due to a search I was doing for my Pride Month theme for June. The story seemed so cute and fun that I just had to read it. Those who can, teach. Marvin Block is one of the best kindergarten teachers out there, and despite his anxiety, Marvin's life is sweet. He knows what he wants, and what he wants is a Teacher of the Year award, not just for himself, but his school that needs him to win. Returning from break, the new year finds Marvin all set to welcome a new pupil to his class, but when Alona walks with her cute as hell single dad beside her, Marvin's focus starts to slide. Sure, his students always come first, but he deserves to have a life outside the classroom too, right? As their friendship starts to deepen, Marvin realizes Olan has the potential to teach him things about love he never thought possible. But with the Teacher of the Year award and his school's future on the line, now's not the time for anything complicated. With Alan's past and Marvin's present colliding, their experiment in love hangs in the balance. Marvin knows what he wants out of life, but now he's forced to consider what he wants out of love. Now, this book was such a perfect combination of funny, spicy, and sweet moments, and I absolutely fell in love with Marvin and Alan's story and the way they built a life together. My heart melted with their sweetness, but also their ability to discuss important issues in order for their relationship to survive. Both Marvin and Alan were going through a lot during the book, and it clearly shows in the way they approached their own relationship later on. Marvin was dealing with his anxiety and the repercussions of having a recovering alcoholic parent, and Alan was dealing with his divorce while also struggling with his own personal problems in the form of addiction and exploring his own sexuality. So a lot of heavy topics were discussed in the story, like recovery from emotional trauma, dealing with anxiety and addiction. So I truly believe that it was what gave their story more depth and understanding. Even though there were moments when they were afraid to talk about these things, they were also trying to be as honest as possible with each other. It was very healthy of them to do that because there was a child involved in the mix, so they had to be very careful with how they approached things. I also felt like this was an amazing ode to friendship, not only between Marvin and Jill, but even between Alan and his ex-wife. I loved a lot of the conversations that were being had between all of them, and sometimes how it was a bit like a guideline for Marvin to deal with his own insecurities, to not be afraid of being happy and dealing with the things from the past. For example, like the final conversation he had with his mom was very emotional, and I think it got released for him to understand Olan. We all know that sometimes it's very hard to write young children in stories. Sometimes authors can't find the right balance for kids. But Wardell did such an amazing job with them in this story. He gave them a constant and reassuring presence that really made me want to wrap them all up and hug them. These children were chaotic and the sweetest human beings ever, and totally made the story even more hilarious with their shenanigans. They felt extremely real. It even made it possible for this to become an important story about teaching and teachers, a way to show appreciation for all the teachers out there that are trying to help shape the minds of the future generations. The relationship and connection that Marvin had with his own students was so special and natural that really made us as readers to think about that special teacher in our past that really helped us. Honestly, I'm a big fan of this series, and I can't wait to read the second one called Mistletoe and Mischievous that's coming out this year. As always, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram at Rita's Book Club for more content. Thanks for watching, and see happy readings.